Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith here at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Wednesday, September 25th, 2019. So we're going to take your forecast here and we're really going to divide it into two parts. If you take a look at this overview slide, part one, we're going to call the calm before the storm. This is really going to cover today, Thursday, and Friday. You can see I have everything highlighted green here, really expecting little to no impact from the weather over the next 3 days. Beautiful conditions, mild today. A little bit of an increased breeze and shower activity as we go into Thursday with a system darting by. No major impacts, and then maybe a lingering shower and a bit cooler Friday. Before we get to the second piece of the forecast, and we'll talk about that in a minute, a major pattern change, long duration storm on the horizon for Southeast Idaho with rain, snow, and cold temperatures. Start out with the regional radar loop this morning. Nothing going on. All these echoes you see dancing around on the screen from the various radar sites are an artifact called ground clutter. No precipitation, no concerns out there as of early this morning across Southeast Idaho. It's going to be a gorgeous day as we go into the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, winds really on the light side, no major issues. You can see temperatures here getting up into the 60s to low 70s across the region. So an absolutely beautiful late summer, early fall day across the region. Thursday, very similar picture. We're going to see quite a bit of sunshine. You can see these temperatures are getting up into the 60s to low 70s once again. Another beautiful day for most, but with two caveats. We have a low pressure system, a very weak wave that's going to be darting by to our north, moving from western Canada down into the northern plains. And it's going to do two things for us. First, it's going to give us a slight chance of a few isolated showers, and you can see the area shaded on the map here. Really looking for that up across northern portions of the Central Mountains, extending up along the Montana border here in the upper Snake Highlands, and possibly down toward the Teton Valley and Caribou County. Not expecting major precipitation amounts or widespread rain, just a few light showers possible as this activity darts through. And you can see most of the region we hold dry. Places like Haley, Arco, possibly Mackay, you'll be right on the edge. Down across the Snake Plain, Idaho Falls, Pocatello, Burley, Twin Falls, the Southern Highlands, still expected to squeak by with another very beautiful dry day on Thursday. The other thing that little passing system will give us is some increased wind. So here's our expectations for Thursday afternoon. Generally winds on the order of about 20 to 30 miles an hour sustained out of the west or southwest. And we'll see some gusts on the order of about 30 to 40 miles an hour across the region. Right now, not looking at these values to reach the criteria we use for a wind advisory necessarily, but we may need to consider a lake wind advisory here for marine interests on American Falls Reservoir. We'll monitor the forecast and address that as we head toward Thursday. Friday, little bit of a transition day, but still low impact, still the calm before the storm. You can see temperatures here backing off about 5 to 10 degrees. Generally getting up into the upper 50s to low to mid 60s across the region. We'll hold on to maybe a few isolated showers in the same areas, portions of the Central Mountains, up here in the upper Snake Highlands, Teton Valley area, predominantly dry across the rest of the region. That brings us to part two. Okay, we've been talking about this for several days. Major pattern change is on the horizon. We're expecting a strong low pressure system to drop across Washington and Oregon. It's going to set up shop just to the west of our forecast area here in Southeast Idaho, and it is going to sit there. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Long duration storm. Very cold temperatures, well below normal for this time of year, expected across the region all 4 of those days, with widespread rounds of rain and snow showers. Okay, this low pressure system is going to kick several waves of precipitation, several different cold fronts through across the region over that 4-day period. So let's dart into it here. Saturday, high temperatures significantly cooler across the region, upper 40s to mid 50s with those higher values in the Snake Plain. These temperatures are only going to creep colder as we go into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay, so very much below normal for this time of year. Little too early to get too in-depth on precipitation amounts, but I want to give you some ballpark ideas. So we're going to look at kind of a coarser map here. Here's the state of Idaho, if you follow my cursor. And you can see some shading here in eastern portions of our forecast area in the blues, okay? In this area, east of I-15, the eastern highlands, the Island Park area, the mountains near Bear Lake. Right now, we're projecting about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of precipitation over that 4-day period, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Up here in the central mountains, more on the order of about 1/4 to 1/2 inch, similar amounts down in the Snake Plain. So there's some decent precipitation amounts that are projected for this long duration event. And temperatures are going to mean everything because some of that is going to fall as rain, but as you go up in elevation, some of that is going to fall as snow. Let's take an early look. Who might see that snow over the course of the weekend? So we've created this graphic, and as we just mentioned, those mountainous areas are going to stand the best chance with the colder temperatures as you go up in elevation. So areas in blue here have the best chance generally above 6,000 feet. We may see some snow mixing in lower than that, but I think 6,000 feet and above is the best chance, and also where we have the highest potential for some accumulation to that snow. Too early to get specific on exact amounts for any particular location, but again, depending on how the temperatures go, if they stay as cold as they're currently projected to be, particularly during the overnight periods when we see those colder overnight temperatures, accumulating snow is going to be possible from Saturday night onward for the majority of our mountain passes and those higher elevation highways. So there is the potential for some impacts from this system as far as the snowfall. So we want everyone to keep that on their radar. The other thing I'll mention here too is particularly if we have active precipitation during the overnight periods, when we get those temperatures down at or below freezing for overnight lows, if we have precipitation down here in the Snake Plain, we may be able to mix some wet snow in right down to valley floors. And that could include some of the major cities here along our interstate corridors. Not expecting major issues, not expecting major accumulations at this time that low because of some marginal temperatures, but it's certainly not out of the question that some of that snow may mix in as we go down in elevation as well. So we'll have a lot more detail on this as we go into the next several days and this event approaches, and we do encourage you, follow our social media, follow the latest forecasts as we get closer to this event, and we'll have a lot more detail for you. Looking out in the 6 to 10 day outlook, so this is really next week. As soon as we get beyond this long duration storm, climate signals really strongly favoring below normal temperatures to continue across Idaho, and you can see that shaded here. And precipitation, also a little bit of a signal there for maybe normal to above normal precipitation to continue next week as well. That's it for your hazard briefing this morning. If you have any questions for us, as always, we encourage you to reach out, and have a great day.